It is better to keep your mouth closed and let people think you are a fool than to open it and remove all doubt. It's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. All you need in this life is ignorance and confidence, and then success is sure. Whenever you find yourself on the side of the majority, it is time to pause and reflect. The secret of getting ahead is getting started. Age is an issue of mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. Anger is an acid that can do more harm to the vessel in which it is stored than to anything on which it is poured. Suppose you were an idiot, and suppose you were a member of Congress, but I repeat myself. Patriotism is supporting your country all the time, and your government when it deserves it. In the first place, God made idiots. That was for practice. Then he made school boards. The fear of death follows from the fear of life. A man who lives fully is prepared to die at any time. Get your facts first, then you can distort them as you please. Courage is resistance to fear, mastery of fear, not absence of fear. Forgiveness is the fragrance that the violet sheds on the heel that has crushed it. In the spring, I have counted 136 different kinds of weather inside of 24 hours. I am an old man and have known a great many troubles, but most of them never happened. A man who carries a cat by the tail learns something he can learn in no other way. You can't depend on your eyes when your imagination is out of focus. Let us endeavor so to live so that when we come to die even the undertaker will be sorry. Good friends, good books and a sleepy conscience, this is the ideal life. Truth is stranger than fiction, but it is because fiction is obliged to stick to possibilities, truth isn't. Never pick a fight with people who buy ink by the barrel. When we remember we are all mad, the mysteries disappear and life stands explained. A man's character may be learned from the adjectives which he habitually uses in conversation. It usually takes me more than 3 weeks to prepare a good impromptu speech. We have the best government that money can buy. Giving up smoking is the easiest thing in the world. I know because I've done it thousands of times. But who prays for Satan? Who, in 18 centuries, has had the common humanity to pray for the one sinner that needed it most? My mother had a great deal of trouble with me, but I think she enjoyed it. Don't part with your illusions. When they are gone, you may still exist, but you have ceased to live. It is by the goodness of God that in our country we have those 3 unspeakably precious things: freedom of speech, freedom of conscience, and the prudence never to practice either of them. Everything human is pathetic. The secret source of humor itself is not joy but sorrow. There is no humor in heaven. Life would be infinitely happier if we could only be born at the age of 80 and gradually approach 18. Travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness, and many of our people need it sorely on these accounts. In Huckleberry Finn, I have drawn Tom Blankenship exactly as he was. He was ignorant, unwashed, insufficiently fed, but he had as good a heart as ever any boy had. Brainy quote background previous quote Mark Twain quotes background next quote I came in with Halley's Comet in 1835. It is coming again next year, and I expect to go out with it. It will be the greatest disappointment of my life if I don't go out with Halley's Comet. The Almighty has said, no doubt, now here are these 2 unaccountable freaks, they came in together. She was not quite what you would call refined. She was not quite what you would call unrefined. She was the kind of person that keeps a parrot.